So I'm out back playing tent games. Alan knows I like to play with tents, and so this is the Tiger Wall 2 ultralight tent from Big Agnes that I used this summer, and I've got the duplex set up in the same way with the doors kind of opening in the same direction, and this is the duplex. I don't know if you can quite get a sense of how much bigger this duplex is, but quite a bit bigger. But you know, let's go around the other side, and you know, this is sort of looking at the Tiger Wall from this direction. Notice it's got some of these vertical faces, like this particular side is a vertical face that catches the wind pretty well. And then, so that's sort of looking at the Tiger Wall, and then this is another sort of view the same way of the duplex. And Tiger Wall is a really nice tent. I like it a lot. A lot of room inside. I don't know how well you can tell from just sort of me poking around in here, but there's a lot of headroom, a lot of vertical sidewalls, so it's very livable. But you know, there's a lot more space in this sucker. So that's sort of the door opening there, and the door opening, I guess I'm looking at this the first time through the camera. That's a pretty smallish opening compared to the size that you have here. This thing's pretty big. That's why I haven't had any trouble getting in or out of it. And once you're inside of it, it's just really wide. So, and it's symmetrical, so it doesn't get smaller at the back end and the front end there. It's got this real nice bathtub floor. And I haven't used it yet in warm weather, but you know, the flow through that's available, if you're to roll just one door back like I have here, or two doors back, I just imagine that there's quite a flow through. Now, can you see the floor through that thing? I mean, it's like looking through glass almost, the wall of the tent. So it's very interesting. You're in the tent. Let's see if I can see the fence outside. So when I'm usually in the tent, you can't see it because the light's a little different here, but oftentimes you can see the fence outside quite nicely, and things outside through this very thin Kunin fabric. One thing that struck me about the two tents quite a bit after having just put them up here is that it's got to be twice as fast to put up the duplex as it is for the Tiger Wall. And I think the idea is that it's a combination of having to put the pole set together, and then once you get the inner tent together, then you got to put the rain fly on. And with the duplex, you just lay it on the ground, you put the 4 corner stakes down, then you put the 2 big poles together, and then you stake out each side where the pole goes down, and the tent's up. And you know, the inside stays dry. I was once again sensitive to the notion that when I was putting up the Big Agnes, that nice bathtub floor that it has was just open to the sky with rain falling down in a way that it isn't. But yeah, you can when I'm looking at the camera here, I can see how much bigger, and most of the folks thought that Tiger Wall was pretty big when I had it on the Divide this summer, but the duplex I think is just that much bigger with the vertical sidewalls and all that stuff. So playing with the tent, also much more wind stable, that duplex. I've had it out in some pretty, well, 25-mile-an-hour, maybe 30-mile gusts, and it was nice and stable. But you do have to stake the sucker out. So, and it's not just the end stakes. I've got kind of longer stakes at the very end here. Those are 7.5-inch MSR something stakes, and these are the 6-inch stakes. But if you're pulling on that stake, the main pole stake, you can pop out one of these corner stakes. So the tent really does carry the load nicely through all of the stakes. The main stakes here on the end are the big ones, but the corner stakes also are pretty important. So you got to get those things nailed down to have the whole thing nice and solid in the rain. Okie dokie. Bye-bye.